Swayam Rupa Kadam Dadati Swapadam Tikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Sri Gadadhara Srivasadi Sri Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, let me offer my millions of obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, Honorable Guru Varga. First is the Vaishnava Vitam. Yesterday we were bringing to the conclusion that there is something beyond space, within all of us, which is actually responsible for all the that things goes on in our body, around the body, objects like that. It's essential. Without that, it is impossible. I think that we come to that conclusion. So we continue further. Like we were discussing the ants crossing the river. How they were together able to do it, and that means it needed like a Paramatma. Without that, it would not have been possible. So similarly, in this case also, like a door, the ants were crossing, and the door was moved a little bit, and then some ants congregated here, one side, and then the other side. They made a bridge. And then within a minute, they established the bridge, and then they're moving around. So coming, keeping, and working together again. This cannot happen without Paramatma being guiding each one of them. Same way in all of us, actually, 99.9999% is actually background. Most of it, practically everything is a background process, and a very, very tiny bit is the foreground. So if we become aware of that, that is the sign that we are making progress in Bhakti. So that is becoming Krishna Unmukha, from Krishna Vayurmukha. Because recognizing that he is is the cause of all causes, right? Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So in the same way, in the vestibular system, since 1824, scientists did not know that behind like our ear, there is a vestibular system, like a 3 canals like that. That is responsible for our stability. Without that, we could not sit properly, we couldn't move, we couldn't do anything practically. Especially for the children, when they jump up and down, even we see the the gravity, compensates without even without any effort, so easily. So when the doctors removed that part, they were thinking it is part of the auditory part from the birds, and you can see the bird unable to drink the water is unable to fly. So it's so important, that vestibular system. Now, the question comes is, how do we sense the gravity? See, gravity we cannot see with the eyes, right? We cannot touch the gravity. We cannot hear the gravity. We cannot taste the gravity. We cannot smell the gravity. Then how it is being, sense gravity? Only by intelligence, actually, only by intelligence. So without gravity, none of the senses will work for any jiva, any birds or anything. So that means it shows the intelligence must precede anything, like we were talking before. So this is one another example. Now in this case, this dragonfly, you probably know, it is a very amazing insect. It can fly. They say it has 4 wings. It can control 4 wings same time. Now the question is how it is able to control the 4 same time. So it shows there is something beyond space in it to do that. What it is okay. This shows actually this dragonfly can move all of its wings same time, different directions. That will enable it to go forward, backward, same place, and then also reverse. It can do that. So the scientists are amazed by that, how it is able to do it. And another example, you can see this fly is only very tiny. There's only 1 millimeter between these 2 legs. And now it has a built-in gear system in that legs. You can see this small, about 10 micrometer. We will not be able to do this in our machines. I think something. It can also fly. By locking, it can fly up. I'm unable to show that for some reason. Now, how it is done is, like for example, when the plane lands or takes off, the 2 wheels has to touch land, the floor same time. Otherwise, it will go off like this, right? So same way, this fly, when it takes off, it gets locked up by this gear system. Now in this, then many questions you can ask. Who is the pilot in this case? Where is the pilot? Where is the control tower? The acceleration is also 1 to 2 milliseconds, moves about 5 meters, about 12 miles per hour. And G-force experience is 500 to 700. If we do that, we will die, immediately. When we take off, it's about 1.5 G, the normal, when the plane takes off. So, if we summarize, we have the eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin, vestibular, and interoception. Interoception we talk about. Now, stimulus, light, sound, chemical, and vestibular intelligence. Now, without vestibular, none of this will work. So that shows it's essential, and interoception is even more important. Paraquantum prajna. Now, what is in all these cases, in the psychology, see what happened was you're probably familiar with the hypnotism. Now, in the hypnotism, there's a person who is hypnotizing, there's a subject, right? And then also they understand, okay, I do 1, 2, 3, you become like deaf. And then also, when I place my hand on your right shoulder, you come back. Now, this raises a question. Now, is there any hidden observer? There must be an hidden observer, because he forgets, right? He forget that he's going to act like a deaf and dumb, ringing the bell, questions and answers, questions. He does not know. He will not respond because he's become deaf. But once you place your hand, like as we understood before, he comes back. So that means at that time he can remember all these things, the questions, how many times the bell rang. So that shows is there any hidden observer during that process. So if you ask that, the first time actually the scientists did not know. They were wondering, oh, there must be an hidden observer. And if it is, raise your hand, and he raised the hand. So that will be the indication that it's like in a computer system, in a network, the administrator is somewhere, it's not visible to anybody. But he is watching everything, every keystroke that you do, every command you execute, he is aware of it. Same way, there is something within us, within all of us, actually observing everything. Even during sleep, we forget about ourselves. We don't know where we are sleeping, our name, everything we forget. But sure, there is a hidden observer in this case. And then introspection is nearly half of all adults and girls say that they are unhappy with how they look. Many have a warped view of their physics. Distortion thought to stem from minimal awareness of the internal state of their body. Now the doctors, they have a proof that within the brain there is something, a center, which is responding, which is aware of all these things. So the introspection, recently there is a lot of interest in this because there is a lot of cases, people, you can understand the use are not happy. Now, how to get around this is the University of California, Berkeley shows that you practice Bhakti yoga, breathing meditation, that will increase our introspective awareness. Even if you are doing like the dance and all that, it will not be as effective as the Bhakti yoga, in increasing, becoming aware of this introspective process within all of us. Now, so far we were looking at the thing that has life, but here is an example. If it works, yeah. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Like in this case, the example about the object which has no life, right? How it is behaving in an amazing way. About 1.5 million people have watched this.
I've got a jar here which is full of a chain of beads. There's about 8,000 beads on the chain. It's 50 meters long and it behaves in this really weird way.
See, the question is, is not magnetic. It's like the chain that you pull, fan, lights. It's but once you pull, it actually going up. It's going up. Now the question is, how it is going up by its own? I'm going through this equation, cos equation. So does the chain beads has intelligence? How it is guided? It's actually reaching. It is taking the shortest path, meaning shortest time, and for that it turned out to be this path. To do that mathematically from beginning to the end, you can come up with this equation. But knowing these 2 points we were able to do, but who it is, how it is being aware. Oh, wait a minute, I have to trace this equation little by little. Get it? how it is happening, right? So where is that intelligence? Now, of course, intelligence expressed by equation in this case. So that's why the existential quantum prajna is essential in all the laws of physics, chemistry, anything you think of is essential. That's what the scientists are missing. There's something unseen giving guidance every um, state. So from these we conclude that the quantum prajna must have this quality. The space independent, it is everywhere and anywhere. Direct the building of living beings, adapt to the environment, does not get destroyed when living being get destroyed. Coordinates and collaborates, self-aware and constant, placebo, nocebo, invisible, inaudible, yet it can respond. I've talked more about the nocebo, placebo, because this is where we can learn, we can change our lifestyle, we can influence others, we can always be win-win situation in all situation in our life. Also the existential quantum prajna from this, we show that it must be very sophisticated intelligence, not just intelligence, that intelligence is space independent, time independent, and capable of knowing what action is appropriate. And not just action, it has a power to bring about the required action. And then actions are always consistent and complete. It is same around the world, uniform. Not influenced by the interleaved material layers. Concurrently capable of acting throughout the universe, always with minimal time or energy optimized, like we saw. And then possessing universal consciousness, not being visible to senses or extension of senses, human senses. So this is a must, to understand, to explain all this. So further, if we see the complexity of human computation is one, like 10 to the power 15 flops, floating points of, floating point calculations. Very few computers are there, maybe few in the world. If you take that as one, the complexity of our mind, which is 10 to the power of 100. See, where is one? Where is 10 to the power of 1 to the power? See, that is how powerful. It's way, way out of powerful. So now in the mathematics, zero is essential. See, without zero, nothing would happen. Computers, everything. And then also biology, light, right? Without light, like there is no photosynthesis, nothing. And then in medical field, the sperm, what I'm saying is the manifestation of supreme intelligence, zero. Now, infinity we understand, it's like a lot, infinity plus infinity, infinity, infinity minus infinity. Purna plus Purna, Purna, Purna minus Purna, Purna, right? So like that. Now zero is like a jiva. It doesn't mean that jiva has no qualities or anything. It has no material qualities. Understand? There is no material, no ahankara. Jiva in real sense has no material qualities. So zero, now how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comes? For example, if you take zero, right? You cut somewhere and pull that, become 1. You see? Cut 0, pull it 1, right? And then that way 0 I can make any number. So what I'm saying is 0, all the numbers come from 0, meaning it is a vikara, it's a transformation of 0 is basically all the numbers. That means the ahankara come from the vikara, vikara of that. So from that way. And then how to become free from the ahankara? Now you take any number, multiply by 0, what happens? 0. Right? You take any big number, million times 0, 0. So that means if we have so much ahankara, how we can become free from ahankara is to associate with one who has no ahankara, right? Multiplication. So like that. So manifestation of conscious living entity, human consciousness, director and plants and trees, eggs. Effect is computation, consumption, generation. Like in this case, unless zero enters mathematics, it doesn't work, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, again you see 10, see, enters like that. And photosynthesis, light, we yesterday we discussed, is a non-matter. 0 is also non-mathematic number, right? It has no value, 0 plus 0, 0, 0. So even though it has no value, but it's most important. Same way, light has no weight, it has non-matter, but without light, photosynthesis will not happen. And same thing, quantum prajna. Without that intelligence entering during consumption, the thing will not grow like that. And so comparing science and bhakti. Bhakti starts with faith, right? Adho Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti, Nishta Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava. So it starts with faith. And that faith comes from where? It's not on our own. Again, Guru has to give that, transcendental faith. So bhakti is science in a higher sense. Bhakti can experience and know God. Laws of science of bhakti are certain. Science, on the other hand, science starts with doubt, and the number of doubts keep on increasing, right? Science has no means of knowing it. Laws of science are subject to law of indeterminacy. Now, there are a lot of evidences. They found this hammer inside this big stone, cover. Now, we know this hammer being used by humans, right? So that means when did they occur? 400 to 500 million. But the Darwin theory denies it. And also, man and dinosaur, coexisted. Same stone. See both. And then this bell is, the Garuda here. This bell, Garuda. You can recognize, you can buy this in some market in Vrindavan, Mathura, But the age is this, about 300 million year old bell. This. Where did they found? In a lump of coal in West Virginia, US, 1944. This person was carrying a coal, and it fell on the ground, and then inside it revealed the bell. So that shows actually where did 300 come from? See, Sahasra Chaturyuga, right? Brahma day is 1000 Chaturyuga. And then within one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. And each Manu lasts 72 Chaturyuga. So each Chaturyuga is 4.32 million years. So 72 times 4.32 million comes to 300 million. So it means this bell belongs to the previous mantra. So because there is 4 kind of annihilation. The first annihilation is normally end of Kali Yuga. Lord Kalki comes and he goes on a white horse and he has a sword, right? The sword is Anuman, the horse is Lakshmi. It's coming. And then within 12 hours, he finishes all the Yavanas, all the other myths, 12 hours. And then next day is the Satyuga. So that's how the ends the Kali. So that is first annihilation. Of course, there is no damage to the universe or building. The second annihilation is at the end of the Manmantra, 72 Chaturyuga. That time up to the Swarga, heavenly planet, it gets inundated by water. So Swarga, all the devatas are all also gone. So the next day, in the next, that is the second one. The third annihilation is the end of the day of Brahma. Up to Janaloka, Tapoloka get inundated by water. All the Saptarishis, all are after next day of Brahma, again it starts. The fourth one is the end of the life of Brahma. That's why the entire universe is Brahmanda finished, goes back. So that's the fourth. So this one we are talking at the second stage, 300 million, previous month belongs to that. So that shows the Sanatana Dharma is, Sanatana meaning what? Sadatan iti Sanatana, meaning that existed always, going to exist forever. That is Sanatana. So that shows Sanatana Dharma existed even before. Okay. Now same thing with this, a deep, deep was found in this core. Like that, this is a common thing. They find so many things in the core. That's why the Veda Ramana Chaya Purana Bharata Tata Adavante Chamanticha Hari Sarvatra Gite. Lord Hari is glorified always and is glorified everywhere, even without our awareness. If we change our perspective, right? If a guru operates on us, right, in subtle way, then we can see him everywhere in science, mathematics, physics, everywhere. And that's why he's not far from us. It's just the awareness. He's more closer to us than anything else. That awareness. Why is that? See, the question comes, why is accompanying all of us? Right? Why is he has no business? Why is because he loves us. Why he loves us? Because Jiva is related to Radha. If you take, for example, see, you probably seen this triangle, right? Two triangles, one up, one down, right? So in the Sri Yantra, for example, Sri Yantra has 7 up, 6 down, right? And then so many other things are there. Now this is also Star of David, probably familiar, right? Now when you say Omkar, Om, this can manifest the Sri Yantra. Sri Yantra is 3-dimensional, It can manifest. Actually, it manifests. We may not be able to see. Not everybody. Maybe some of you can see. But when you take the cross section, this is what it looks like. So what it is here, this top circle, top triangle is Krishna, one karma, Balaram, the first manifestation of the Paramatma, right? Now Paramatma comes from Krishna, Balaram, Mula Sankarshana, Maha Sankarshana, Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, Garbhadaka Sai Vishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, Paramatma, right? So Krishna, Balaram, Paramatma. Now the bottom circle is Radha, Shakti and Jiva. Radha, Shakti and Jiva. Yogamaya, Mahamaya. So we are related to Radha with through Shakti. So you can see this is masculine triangle, feminine triangle in harmony. Get the point? Now in the Christianity, they lost the bottom one, the feminine, right? They got the Trinity, right? Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. But if you ask them, what is the gender of Holy Ghost? 50 say male, 50 say female. They don't know. But it's surprising. It's in some Orthodox Russian, some part of it is there. For the Radha, they call it Rhoda. Some part of it. So this is how what I'm saying is this is the Sanatana Dharma is the root of all religion. In that sense, because you go to any Jewish temple, you see this Star of David. But they may not know, they understand what is meaning. So, but of course, there is much more to it. Much more to it. So similarly, the Lord loves us because we are related to her. See, there was one time, there's a story when Krishna brought the Rukmini to Dwaraka, right? Before marriage, they made because Rukmini came without their parents, brothers, and all, right? What they did was they made two groups. One was Krishna's side, another one Rukmini's side. Rukmini had some acted like his mother, father, brother, relatives, everybody, right? And they are making a, uh, conversation before the marriage, right? So that time, Rukmini group putting a questions, conditions actually. Before Krishna being accepted by Rukmini's side, they are putting conditions. One of them is Krishna should not marry anyone else. The first condition. And Krishna accepted that. Krishna's group accepted. And then Krishna should not leave Rukmini anytime. Is also accepted. Now there are so many other conditions. Now then Krishna married 1607, right? Now did he violate the condition? The thing that he took a vow that he will not. Actually, he did not. It shows that our Acharya said that actually the others, 16,107, they were they were looking at the essence of Rukmini was there. Another, Rukmini. They are basically another manifestation of Rukmini. So in that sense, Krishna did not violate that. So in the same way, because Krishna sees there is some aspect of Radha in all of us, he is accompanying us. Understand? As a Paramatma, so that's why we should, in this human life, we should understand the Radha Tattva and Radha Dasyam. And then to the extent we become expert, to the extent we can elaborate that. To that extent, Krishna, manifests. That way. Now, in the Isha Upanishad, there is a Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva. Meaning, Purna minus Purna remains Purna. Purna plus Purna is Purna. In mathematics, it's like infinity plus infinity, infinity. It's not two infinity. Infinity minus infinity is not zero, it's infinity. It can be proven very easily, even mathematics, 1 minute. If you take 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 series, 2 plus 4 plus 6, and odd and even, right? You add odd and even, you get back the all numbers. So first statement is proven. Second one is take the whole 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus all the odd numbers. You get back the even number, which again turns into infinity. Get the point? Just proved this. So it is complete consistent. So that means the infinity has that quality that whether add plus and no makes no difference. The operators have no influence over the operators, right? So actually all the operators and the number come from him. So if it is coming from infinity, how it's going to influence him? See what I'm saying? So in the story of Krishna eating mud, right? One day you know this story, right? They were playing on the Yamuna, and then he happened to eat the mud, right? And his friends came. Oh, Maya, Kanaya, Mitti Kali. She's worried, become sick like that. She quickly ran. Hey, Kanaya. Mitti Kali, did he eat me mud? He says, no. Then your friend is telling lie. Yeah. What about your brother? Balaram is also telling. No, he tells you bigger lies. Don't believe. Don't believe. So our acharyas give many reasons why he ate mud. So in this case, when she's worried, she said, Krishna is telling, okay, if you don't believe, if I eat mud, the smell of the mud should be in my mouth. You check it out. You please check. So then he put her on a lap, and then she's inspecting his mouth. So when he opened his mouth, what she saw? Wow, all the universes, all the elements. And she saw herself looking into the mouth of Krishna. That means she saw Krishna and herself inside of Krishna. Right? That means we are all inside of Krishna. Right? That means yes, infinity plus infinity. He contains everything, including himself, including infinity. Understand? Including all the operators. It includes all the numbers, right? So like that, it includes everything, so it's complete. But at the same time, is also outside of it. See, inside, but it's also outside of it. Same time. So that means this minus infinity is infinite, consistent. So because we are all inside of him, we are not different from him. But at the same time, because we are outside of him, we are also different from him. You understand? Achintya Veda Veda Tattva is right there. No? But of course, we do not see we are inside of him. Do we see that? But we see we are separate. That's why the Veda is more important than the Aveda, right? Madhvacharya said there is a Pancha Nitya Veda, right? The Supreme Brahman and then Jiva. There is a Veda, different. Supreme Brahman and then Jada, meaning insentient. There's a different. Then there is a Jiva. There is a Veda, different. There are no two identical. Yesterday we were talking about. Even material thing, there are no two identical things. There are no two identical electrons. Understand? Wow. You can imagine the Srishti. So, Jiva, Jada, these are 5 Nitya Veda. So, but is so amazing. That's why only Krishna is the Supreme Lord, because he manifests both these conditions same time. Is complete and consistent. Now the Godel, probably many of you know Godel. He was a contemporary of Einstein. He stayed in Harvard University. And in the 70s, he gave a proof, mathematical proof, one page of proof in set theory, about the God. It takes very simple. Not many people have understood this positive probability. And then here he makes a thing necessarily minimal. Only P, X as P is minimal. Like we were looking at the light, even this chain going up, so many things, minimal. So that shows that that property is true. It's like in this example, if we take quick descent, this surface and also in this surface, if you keep the two balls at the same time, we think this ball should come earlier, right? But actually this comes earlier. Quickest descent. Like in this case, see the balls are released. See, this reaches fast than this. So now again the same question: how is being guided each one to that one. Now in this case, there are two circles. You see this inner circle and then outer circle, right? Now by mathematics, the radius, the circumference is 2 pi r, right? So the small circle by itself can reach only this point. Get the point? Because it can, by this time, it should reach only here. Whereas it's reaching up to this point. Why? Because it is within this, meaning it is traversing as much as this big circle. Now that means if we associate with a saintly person who is much more advanced, we can go up to that, how far that person goes. It's like small baby, a father carrying. Baby by itself can go how much? Small step. Whereas father, bigger, right? So that aspect in the mathematics, this for example. Now, yesterday we were talking, actually, it's the same thing. These, if you associate with advanced people, the problem becomes smaller. Is the other way around. Associate with small people become bigger. Even though it's believing this A and B the same size. If you measure it, it's the same size. Now, so Yatava imani bhutani jayanti and jayanti. The Upanishad saying that. And in that case, you like Bhagavatam, fifth canto, talking about various levels, Golokunda, Mutra, and this is possible by this transcendental sound, right? The sound, this Brahman, this Anuvrutti Shabdat, the Vedanta Sutra says, we become free, we get delivered by the Shabda Brahman, not ordinary Shabda. Ordinary Shabda as dies off, right? Whereas the Shabda Brahman has many qualities, like unmediated, unmitigated, instantaneous qualities are there. So we'll talk that later. Now, in the quantum mechanics is very interesting. You can see direct effect. How it is done is, see, many of you in the ice core must have studied. Right? This is a small slit there. There's a double slit, and then you see the fringes, dark and bright. This is like in the water. You put a stone in the pond, you see the waves, right? Circular moving. Up and down. So there's an interference. So same way in the light also. Now this experiment, the science, the experiments have gone so ahead. Now they're talking about one photon at a time. You see, one photon at a time, very insignificant. Now it is so amazing. Well, if you take one photon at a time, there are many amazing things that they have not understood. So like this one photon, and then a double slit. Now, photon, does it possible to go through two slits, one photon? Right? No, actually no. But it turns out the effect it builds up, it is going through both. Now, that is the problem there, like this. This pattern forms at the end. I think there is interference, but one photon going at a time. So this is the problem in quantum. Now, wait a minute, one photon, right? How it can go through two, right? That means how it can exit at both places is the problem. Non-locality, they call it non-locality. Can it exit same time at two places? So we know because it's subtle. Now, same thing happens with the electrons. Instead of in this experiment, instead of photon, you put electrons, one at a time, okay? One electron at a time. They have done this experiment, and this is what they come out. See, there is 8 electrons here. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then 270, and then 2000 and 160,000 bomb. See? Now, there is no explanation for this. Because you can imagine, you can see one electron going at a time. But after a long time, again, fringes happens, and it is consistent everywhere. Now, who is telling them? Who is guiding that you have to come up with this pattern? Around the world. So that is the question. Now it gets bizarre, even bizarre. See, in this experiment, there is a barium for a crystal. The laser is praying. And then it becomes 2 entangled photons. Entangled photon. Now this is no different from in the conception, the egg, right? Becomes 2, become 4, 8, right? 16. So same way, this one photon becomes 2 photons of the energy, but both are entangled, meaning if you take this, measure the polarization, the phase, still be the opposite of it. If it is down, it will be up. No matter how, even though they're traveling at the speed of light. Now the question comes, scientists, wait a minute, they are in communication. And how is it possible? How can the communication can travel faster than the speed of light? You know, see, that's the problem. Now, more than that, see, for example, when you put the photon going through double slit, you see the interference. Now, now this is the X and Y. You know, after the quarter wave plate, this is how it happens. Now, if you put a quarter wave plate to make which path it is going, then it behaves like this. Now, as if it's going through one slit. Huh? So it's like a marker. This is like a sadhana, right? Without sadhana, our life is like interference, right? Once we make a sadhana, then we know we're going in the right path, right? So this quarter wave plate like is a sadhana. Huh? And this is like a guru, is a reference. You know? You can see the Guru Tattva is amazing way. See, it behaves nice. Now, without disturbing this, understand? Without disturb, we didn't do anything to this path of the photon. But if you put a polarizer here in the next one, see, we put a polarizer without disturb, you see the interference happen. That means if we misunderstand or if we abstract or do not follow the Guru instruction, even our sadhana goes to berserk. Now, this is the proof. Now, we didn't disturb this, but we put a polarizer, disturb the Guru Vakya or something. Immediately our sadhana went berserk. Even though we had a sadhana. And then the scientists are wondering, wait a minute, before I put the polarizer, how did this guy, this photon, came to know there is a polarizer? That is the question. Everybody understand what I'm saying? See, there are two photons going this way and this way. As soon as I put a polarizer, this behavior changes. This photon behavior changes. Now the question is, scientists are wondering, now are they in communication? Is it telling, oh, there is a polarizer, you change your behavior? To do that, what they did was they moved this to far away. Understand? So that there is no communication. In other words, this has already happened before this photon encountered polarizer. See what I'm saying? So that's what happened here. They moved this far away, and still it's the same behavior. You know, for the you get back this, and polarizer again back this. So this they have like, for example, in they have tried this in Europe, Geneva. We probably recognize Geneva, about 8.2, about 18 kilometers. They did this experiment and they find the same behavior. And then this one, for 144 kilometers, remember the reference, moved away 144 kilometers. And still the behavior is the same. So this is really amazing. The scientists have spent billions of dollars, behind this experiment. So now, so the problem is the duality, particular wave, entangled, non-locality, double-slit experimental and quarter wave, as if going through one system, then put polarize on the path of environment. Then system photon changes its behavior as if going through two slits. So this is the problem. So now as far as 2012, this is the experiment 2012 experiment, latest experiment. They are confused, they are confused, no way out. Now, how do we solve this? They don't have a solution. But if you bring in the existential quantum prajna quality, it will resolve all this quantum mechanics issues. Now, how we saw before, sophisticated intelligence, space independent, it doesn't matter what you introduce the layers. It is consistent, and also has the required action. It has the power to we were telling yesterday, like Pauli exclusive principle, we have to know two atoms and same quantum state within an atom. All these things, will be easily solved if they accept this. There is an existential quantum prajna all around with all these 11 qualities. Now, two conditions. Now, also reversibility. You look at the nature. It's reversible, meaning logically reversible, meaning the input output will be uniquely retrievable from each other. The device can. You take, for example, even the DNA duplicator, duplicator. DNA has to be duplicated, so complex, but it's done so fast. Like that, many examples are there. You, for example, in your own, like a GPS, right? You give a destination. Once you reach destination, you can retrace back to where you started out. Like that, reversible, that kind of thing. So that shows wherever there is a reversibility, there is a less energy, but reversibility meaning intelligence. Again, same way we were talking about Western. So the Krishna Tattva is what makes it harmonious. Vadanti Tattva Vidas Jnanam Advaya Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan. Learners, transcendentalists, who know the absolute truth, call is not real substance, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Even though it is one, it manifests as three. And this Brahman, that intelligence, consciousness, all-pervading consciousness, is what is all supporting, supporting everything, making it happen. But we have no idea. The only way to understand that is through, Shastra. Now the Brahman, Chit, consciousness, intelligence, right? All pervading, beyond space and time, beyond emotion. Paramatma is such existence and consciousness. Bhagavan is such instant. So this is the proof. Like this quantum mechanics, whatever we talked about, is actually give the proof of the existence of the Brahman, and also the subtle body, the Paramatma and the Atma. As we saw that. Now, mathematically, we have real and imaginary, right? Insentient objects, object and a quality, nature is there, right? Object and the quality. The four symptoms: birth, death, existence to be controlled. And the gross body and the subtle body, 8 symptoms. 4 above: knowledge, ignorance, condition, and liberated. So jnana, ajnana, bandha, moksha. Now, in mathematically, we expect like this, like a vector and its components, perpendicular, e cos theta, e sin theta. So sometimes these two are manifest in a subtle body, like a light, right? When the one laser quanta is going and 2 particles coming out, and also like in the egg and a sperm, 2 things. One egg, 2 cells, 4, 8, like that. All are see the quantum mechanics. These 2 quanta are correlated. No matter even if they go to the end of the universe, they are correlated. That means they somehow they know each other's state. One down, one up. So same way within our body there are 100 trillion cells. They're all correlated. They know each other. They know the functions. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we can relate to. So the quantum mechanics, it doesn't mean it is confined to only atomic, the particles. Actually, it can be seen everywhere. That's what we are saying. In the plants, in humans, everywhere. Because they cannot get away. Oh, wait a minute, it acts strangeness in the subatomic particle, but it's no longer valid. No, that is not true. It's everywhere. That is the point we are trying. And for example, to establish that, now this looks like some kind of a strange, right? What it is a river joining the sea, breaking down. Now the underlying principle is amazing. You look at, for example, this is also looks like a leaf, right? It is not a leaf. It is actually drainage network. Branching characteristics. You can see the main goes up, goes up. There is a law. If you take the, for example, stream order, the number of streams, number, is like a straight line. The length is a straight line, and also the area, like, with the number. So it follows certain law, as soon as it's law, But now the same law is also followed by this tree. All these branches, this branch, there's a law there. You see a lot of them, right? Thousands of them. They follow certain particular law. Now, you take like this, for example, take a leaf, break this into this, like this. They have done about 500,000 leaves, and they still find the same law being followed. And same thing within our lung, in our artery system. Now what, there must be some connection, is it not? A drainage system going to the river, a tree growing up, and in our lung system, if they follow same law, there must be something commonality. And what is the basis of that commonality? See, that's where I'm saying the quantum mechanics is all pervasive. Is there. Now, how do we say to further understand this? For example, imagine there is A, B, and C, right? They have to be fed from C, right? Now, this is one possibility from D. Or you make it a point here, or it's like that, C equal to like this, right? So if you plot this total length branches, the minimum it reaches is this part. It shows this is the optimum, right? Now, how do we understand this? For example, suppose there is a 64 squares here. All has to be fed by these nodes, right? One way is like this, right? Another way is start from here, branch out like this. Another way is like this. You have 4 of them. So it turns out to be this gives the minimum length. Now this is what is happening in all the example I gave: the river, the plant, within our lungs and that. That means what? There must be some intelligence. Intelligence minimizing the length required, making less energy, and that's what we see all around. Now, same thing with the GPS. GPS, for example, how does the GPS work? There is many satellites in the sky, at least 3, 4 visible at any one time. And for your GPS to work, you need 3 of them minimum, 4, 3. Now with one satellite here, somewhere here in this area, but we don't know where. You understand? And if you get another one satellite here, intersection of this area, you get the third one, then intersection of these 3, get the point. So it's like Sambandha Videya Prayoga. The more you progress, we really know our position. Otherwise, kind of easy. It's like this. This is, of course, they work with the cone rather than the intersection. Now, because the system has a not exact clock. See, the GPS, the clocks, they are not accurate. So what they do is in the software like Guru Tattva, see, they alter it. They know they are in one point, right? So they alter the clock so that it intersects one point. So that's how it's okay. So that altering the clock is like Guru. The Guru, without the help of Guru, helping, adjusting Guru. So, our sadhana, to find our position. Our position. What else? Now, in any communication system, we have a modulator and demodeler, no matter what it is. Information, there's a coder and there's the encoder, and then it goes into the channel. Now, the Guru Tattva is that there has to be a relation between modulator and demodeler. How is that? Take an example in the hologram. Now, holography, you get 3 dimensions, right? When you holography, okay. I'll finish this and then we'll take now the see, the Guru Tattva is the reference. In the hologram, there is a reference being and then an object, right? See, and then both are interfere on the film. See, there is the same laser, right, coming through. This is a reference. This is a Guru. The other being going through mirror on the get reflected and then reflected back, recorded. So now deconstruct in this. If you need this, if you have this, then you get the object. So same way in the, believe me, in your mobile, TV, everything has this principle. So they call it regenerating the signal. So that has to be phase in frequency and phase to be locked up with what has been transmitted. So that means unless it is regenerated within us, we will mislead. You understand? It's like, for example, when we see in our mirror, right? What do you see? Reflection, right? Left becomes right, right becomes left, right? So that means 100% guaranteed wrong on our own, right? So, but if you have another mirror, see, understanding, there is a mirror, right? You see our reflection. We see the left and the right. We are not seeing ourselves. But you put another mirror, for example, yeah, right? Another mirror, right? You see in this mirror, that means in this mirror become left, right, and it become right, right? So if you see into this mirror, you see right. See what I'm saying? And that's exactly what the Guru Tattva, So that mirror is being established by Guru in our heart, right? In the so he established it. Then we will see as it is. Otherwise, it is 100% wrong. On it. So we will take little 5 minutes break and then we'll make a little bhajan and then continue. And then any questions?
Where can we find this information? Where can we find this information you showed us yesterday, today, tomorrow? Yeah.
No, not yet. It's writing. Yeah, writing that. But if you're interested, I can give you the whole thing. Pen drive. Yeah. If you bring a pen drive, you should have at least say about 6-8 GB. 6 GB at least. 10 I can. Okay.
इससे साउंड अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा।
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा।
अभी कितना समय थे आपके अभी बाकी?
अभी almost yeah.
So these 5 minutes break करेंगे फिर
Then I will tell a story about
देखो इसके पास बहुत प्रश्न है।
yeah.
You just mentioned the duality of the waves and the so-called EP or Einstein
paradox. Right.
paradox,
Yeah.
But you also mentioned if you because they are still looking for how do you call it explanation for that effect. But you mentioned something. You see, well, it went too fast for me. You said if they would understand it, then they would also understand the EP or paradox.
Actually, all the paradoxes finished. They accept the Brahman. Brahman meaning the
Well, what do you mean by that?
like yesterday you were there.
I wasn't just there because I had something. But I will watch your video. But
Yesterday
hmm,
I established in so many examples that there is something within us,
mhm,
within every object, even a tree, something called beyond space.
beyond faith.
Beyond space.
And what's that then beyond
So
faith?
try to see. Um,
You know the slide I meant. You just showed the slide of the duality. You know of
no,
the
I understand what you're saying. For example,
and there was something.
for example,
For the thing.
see this example. See, we know in the coconut tree, coconut doesn't fall on anybody.
You know in the
Coconut
yeah
tree, right?
yes
You know
yes yes
coconut. Coconut doesn't fall on anybody. The coconut
yeah.
doesn't fall on anybody.
Why not? It fell off to the ground, but even
But it doesn't fall anybody. But it knows that there is somebody. When there is nobody there, then only it falls.
so nobody will ever get hurt by coconut. How does the system know?
That is the question. See, the observation is there. That's what I'm saying. Observation is there that it doesn't fall on anybody. If there is somebody, it will not. When you move away, it falls. Now the question is, that means
My name is Michael Collins, and I've been writing about plants for a long time, and I've been a gardener for an even longer time. And so much of our difficulty in understanding plants traces to the fact that they exist in a completely other time dimension than we do. They seem still, they seem inactive, just because they're moving at a different scale than we are. And so time-lapse is a way to close the gap between the plant time scale and our own time scale. But as soon as you do that, you begin to see the plant for what it is, which is an agent of its own fate and able to sense its environment and move in a certain direction. And as soon as you look at plants in time lapse, you gain a new respect for them and what they can do and that they are. But as soon as it is the couple centimeters plastic repeatedly, and one of them gets the edge and is growing a little bit more quickly, and as soon as it makes contact, the other one seems to lose heart and suddenly stops aiming at the pole, which has been taken in some sense, and starts reaching in other directions behind the pole. You have to look carefully to see this, but it's reaching back in space. And does that repeatedly, but there's nothing there. It's very bad, and there's nothing there for it to hold on to. And eventually, it just gives up, defeat. So somehow the plant is aware of its environment, and it's working really hard describe the accessible. Now, words like striving and looking and knowing and noticing all are metaphorical in the case of plants, and we should be.
There's too much noise to understand what is speaking. But
No, the point I'm saying is,
this plant is going to grab a stick, but this one doesn't grab a stick anymore. That is what you mean.
no, see, more than that, as soon as it grabbed it, it became aware of it.
Yes. The so-called
Question is
entanglement.
how?
Yeah, the so-called
That means what I'm
entanglement.
saying is, Baba, this is able to see that.
Yes.
Both able to see it from the beginning. You see, the center is there, able to grow like this. They did not grow like this.
It's
That means
coming
they have the eyes.
together. It's coming together.
Yeah, they have the eyes to see.
But that is what you meant by the entanglement.
Not, no, Prabhu. Little one stage at a time. Finding is this has an eye. The trouble is, this plant doesn't have neurons. It doesn't have brain.
Yes.
But we know it must have eyes.
Oh, I know.
What kind of eyes? Is it like eyes like ours? No.
No,
Understand?
But-
Because it doesn't have the brain or the neuron.
for the eyes.
But it has the eye. It has the functional eye. Now, if it is eyes, it located here, there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it is an eye where it can see the whole thing
Yes.
same time.
Okay.
Understand? Same thing, we have something in us which can control all 100 trillion cells same time. And that is what our subtle body, Sukshma Deha. The Shastra is telling us Sukshma Deha is there.
But how do you call that then? What you,
That's what it had come yesterday. It's about 2-hour presentation. It's not one case.
No, it's difficult.
Hundreds of cases. Okay, we established that, and that's what we are calling as the quanta prajna, existential quanta prajna, absolute quanta prajna.
but I usually call it. Did any people call it quantum practice? I mean, they are in how do you call it in Geneva trying to find out the EPR question of why don't you just show him well the quantum pragma, how do you call it?
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the solution
No,
for that. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, that is a solution or perhaps the solution.
Actually, this is solving all the problems, not just physics, chemistry, mathematics. Okay, this model, our this, yeah.
Okay, this
Yeah,
has to be.
We will talk later because you have to do
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Thank you very much.
Really interesting.
You put this behind. After the lecture, you write your address in Bangalore, and the telephone number. Okay. If I come, I will.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
My card.
Oh yeah. I leave it here. Okay. Yeah. You want take care?
Haribol, we gaan verder met de masterclass.
Gurue Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadvastaya Namo Namaha. We'll continue now. See, there is a Guru Tattva, right? Is actually essential for not just in the spiritual life, even in the mundane material life. It's most essential part. Like I was given an example. Can you imagine without mobile, radios, TVs, right? Internet, any communication you take, there is a hidden reference. They don't tell you. there's a reference beam. Like a simple thing like the hologram. When you taking the film, you need a reference, and then reconstruction also you need a that reference beam. Same way in the radio, for example, this is simple thing. You have an oscillator. See, this is you have a sound, and then this get modulated. And then the receiver, you have to reconstruct this. But I mean, if this is available at the receiver, then you get the exact demarcation, exact copy of this. Otherwise, you get a lot of noise. So, and the way they do is they call it as a phase lock loop. Phase lock loop, meaning with that IC, they can regenerate the frequency and the phase of this. And that's what the thing is. And this is common thing in all the equipment. Without that, it will not work. And also, it is like a transformer. See, the transformer has a primary and a secondary, right? There is no electrical connection between the primary and secondary, right? Suppose you probably, what I mean with primary is like 440 kV, probably, right? Have you heard? 11 kV lines, right? 11,000, 440,000 volt. You connect your bulb, fan, your computer, whatever, right? Whereas you connect to the secondary, no problem. So the Guru is the primary and then secondary. The secondary energy is coming from the primary, but there is no connection. But the energy transfer is there. Energy transfer is there, but there is no electrical connection. Understand? Same way, Guru's one leg is in the spiritual world, other leg is here, and he is transferring the energy. So it will match us. Otherwise, we will burn. Suppose directly we go there, we will be blown apart. Like this, in this case also, none of the thing will work without that. So, summarizing, we established that with all the examples, many of you were not there yesterday. That's why if you have questions, I can answer later. But we established from the example of the light, right? Then the plants, then the cells within the body, then the birds. So many examples. Then there's an earthquake. Before earthquake happens, you see the frogs, millions of frogs walking out. One night before the earthquake hits. How do they know? Like that, there are so many you can think of. So in all these cases, we established that it is a very sophisticated intelligence, and it is space independent, time independent, capable of knowing what action is appropriate, having power to bring about the required action. Actions are always consistent and complete. Like even, for example, the behavior of the electrons. One electron going through one at a time through double slit and makes a pattern. Whether it is done in Delhi or Geneva or New York, doesn't matter. Behavior is same. Wait a minute, how it is done. So and then nothing can influence the material layers. Like for example, within our body, there are 10 to the power 27 atoms. Each atom, no two electrons are in the same quantum state, that has to be maintained. And then acting throughout the universe, always with minimal time or energy optimized. This is an amazing thing. It's so precise, like I was giving an example, the chain. It is pulling through to minimize the time and the energy. But we don't see it. Who is doing it? Who is guiding it? Possessing universal consciousness, and also is not visible to us. The main thing is it's not visible, but it doesn't mean it is not the thing. So then to come to that point, see, this is the whole thing. If we are really serious about to see that is what is unseen, to become aware of what our senses cannot be aware. See what I'm saying? To become aware what our senses cannot become aware. The only one way is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This process will actually enable us, because how it is like, for example, you suppose I have some metal in my bag, right? My pocket. Is it visible to you? No, but it is not visible for the visible light. Suppose you put a X-ray, it's visible, right? Right? Same way, so many things is not visible for us. The one and only way that can make visible is we have to raise our consciousness from the the ordinary light to the X-rays or something like that. In other words, our consciousness is achadita, most of it, Annamaya kosha, right? Or kosha, So we have to go to Anandamaya, So achadita, sankujita, mukalita, vikasita, purna vikasita. How we can go if we have to follow like today's, today is an amazing day. Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord Nrsimhadev came for why? To increase the awareness, to the awareness of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was Annamaya Kosha, right? Achadita is worse than animal, right? He was trying to kill his own son. Even animals won't do that. Animals, they are so protective. They will give their life to protect the cow. It will give up his life to protect its calf, right? Whereas he is willing to kill. How? I mean, so many so many ways. But he was not successful because Lord protected him. If Lord protects, there is nothing in the universe that can destroy. But if he gives up, then no one can protect either. So that consciousness will come by the chanting this now, and then accepting that there is something. I'm helpless. See, unless we understand that we are helpless, how help will come, right? So like that. Now I will give you some the one story where how we can use this knowledge. There were two brothers in Bengal. Real story. Two brothers. One was the elder. One day they went to fish to catch fish in a river where it is dried up. There was a little puddle of water here and there, and there was a hole there. So the elder brother put his hand into the puddle and something bit him and pulled out. I said, "Oh, brother, there's a fish inside. There's a fish inside that hole." Everybody follow? Follow, right? So then, what to do? It's deep, right? They forgot to bring something to dig, right? To dig, they forgot. So the younger brother, you stay here, make sure it doesn't go out. I will go and bring a tool to dig it, right? So he went home, and when he was going, some other friend tell him, "Hey, wait a minute, you didn't do this, you should come." "No, I'll come later, I'm busy." No, you must come. No. So he was pulled out. His elder brother was pulled by somebody else for some other thing, right? And here the younger brother waiting. No, wait. I mean, what happened? 1 hour passed, he did not come. So he what to do? He said he took a stone, mud, everything, covered the hole with the mud and stone, so nothing comes out. And then he went home, and then he saw his brother was invisible. Wait a minute, why I should waste my time? Wait for him. So he brought that thing to dig it, came, and took out the stone, mud, and then he dig it, right? And I dig it, what came out? Shh, a snake came out. And he recognized a poisonous snake. And here is fearful, fear has come to what will happen to my brother? This snake, bitten by someone. He's crying. Fear for him. Then he put everything there and then he went searching for his brother, right? So he don't know where his brother is, right? He's searching here and there, going, asking anybody where is. Finally located him around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This happened in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock. 2 o'clock, he saw his brother. His brother was very happy. It was nice. No, nothing has happened to him, right? Oh, brother, oh, why did you? No, because these people called me here, I came. No, brother, what happened? Oh, brother, I went there. I put the stone, mud, covered. Then went home, and then I brought the stink, take it out. Oh, brother, the snake came out, poison, brother, that has bitten. That has bitten my father. Oh, collapsed and died. He really died. Now, analyze this. Try to analyze this. Now, he was bitten. If he is bitten at morning 7 o'clock, when he came to know 2 o'clock, right? That means hardware bite at 7 in the morning, software bite in the 2 o'clock, right? You understand? Suppose if the younger brother had any son, both of them had a problem, about. If the younger brother thought, wait a minute, my younger brother is okay, very healthy. Look at what happened to Prahlad, right? How Lord saved him. So many, Ramanujacharya, so many examples. So the Lord has saved him, no problem. If he didn't even tell, he would have survived it, actually. Right? And the elder brother also has a problem. He should have thought, wait a minute, it might have bitten me in the morning, but now it is 2, I'm okay. What is the problem? Look at Prahlad, Ramanujacharya. Lord has helped him. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Krishna, Hare Krishna. He would have survived too. You see, the abhava, the fear and then lack of satsa in both cases, what happened? So, actually, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati says, no one can hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you. Right? No one can hurt us, not even a big snake, anything that, cannot hurt us unless we allow them. See, in this case, he allowed himself, not at 7 in the morning when it really happened, at 2 o'clock. By what? By his mind. He allowed it. And what happened in the mind? Mind, as I'm telling you yesterday, how much memory we have, right? Remember? 100 trillion terabyte, much more than the entire this world as one human being. So everything is there. So it is able to access all these cells same time. So because he allowed it, it executed a program in our mind, creating poison or environment which is not pratikula environment. All these at the same time, and then he collapsed. That's what happened. Now, I will tell you the opposite story. Actually, there are 2 more stories. Then he completely understand what it is. There was an ashram. There was walking by in the evening, right? Dark. Many people were there, and they were walking, and then immediately one person, I was bitten by a snake. Then others said, no, it's not a snake, it is a rope. No, it's a snake. And then he collapsed and died. Now he was taken to the hospital. This thing was done, right? Cut the body. There is no cut in his body. There is no bite at all. And the rope is also there. Now in this case, there is no hardware bite, software bite. You understand? He allowed himself to be in his mind, right? And how when his body was cut, as if he was bitten by a snake. The whole body reacted as if bitten by a snake. Now how is it possible? Again, same explanation. If you allow himself in your mind, then whole body acts immediately, because of communication. There is something. Now, on the third example, we have one devotee in our Bangalore mart, his father, one time, that time he was a devotee of Shiva, he was going in a thing, and then he himself told that, then he was going, this snake, poison snake wrapped around his leg, and he felt, oh, I'm blessed by today. He's thinking he's blessed, and it is biting, and then he tried to remove this, curled up here, removed it, finally was able to get rid of it. Then he was walking by, and then nothing happened to him. Nothing happened. Because he did not allow in his mind to be bitten, even though bitten externally. See what I'm saying? Like this, there are so many examples, That's why what our Acharya said, no one can hurt us unless we allow them. We allow them to hurt us. Otherwise not possible. So that immunity comes by chanting, by following the cause, by following the cause. Like I was giving an example. This chanting does much more than that. Other day I gave this. Many of you are there, may not be there. We have another devotee in Bangalore. His elderly father is walking like this, with a stick. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Ram, Ram. He cannot see what is front, right? One snake came like this. Then immediately, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. If it is time, if you want to bite me, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. He was saying like that.
Happy.
And then what happened was the snake went away that. Then he went home and then told others, oh, I was saved by Lord. Lord saved me today. So evening they were curious how it happened. So next day they came to the spot. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is the spot. Oh, yeah, I see the mark. And then they saw there was a snake lying there. And they were all fearful to go there. Then finally they took some stones. Still it is not moving. So they were curious what happened. When they go and saw, it was dead. It is dead. But there is no injury on the snake. So how do we understand? Because when he was chanting, when he was concentrated, it's Nama Abbas. Nama Abbas. So the snake heard that Nama Abbas. So whatever reason it was got the snake's body for past sin, right? All their sin is wiped out. One Nama Abbas, right? Ajamya, right? So there was no need to continue the life of the snake. So it gave up, and so it got elevated, right? And because he was also past karma, he was being bitten and should be died by the snake. Because he also heard that now, whatever reason, he was supposed to die, that's also wiped out, so he's also suffered. See, both win-win situation. So like that, the Nam, not just, it can change the whole scenario. It can change the past and future, right? It can change the past and future and the present. If you are attached to the transcendental vastu, understand? Right now, in the present. Because the most of the problem is we are in the past or in the future, right? Oh, what will happen? Oh, what has happened? What will happen? So that means we are in the past or future. Present, Present is missing. Present is out of our hand. It's going away. Because Krishna has given certain amount of time to us. If we are always in the past or future, we are losing that, right? So we cannot do that. So that's why the solution to it, actually, if we are in the present, past cannot influence us, nor the future. It cannot influence. So how to be in the present? How to increase that bandwidth? You see what I'm saying? Because it is like coming, going. But how to increase that? So that process, again by chanting, by following Ekadasi, by praying to Narasimha, praying to Prahlad Maharaj, especially Prahlad Maharaj was so, greatest devotee, right? He taught us, and he didn't have enviousness. The whole thing, he did not enviousness. Even though his father tried to kill him so much, but he said, ask Narasimha, oh Lord, please forgive my father. He has offended you, he has offended. Please forgive. Then Narasimha says, oh, why are you worried about your father? Your already father is not just your father, 21 generations previous, they're all dead. See, so taking this process, we are not just helping one, previous generations. With $1 billion, can you give a ticket to go to Vaikuntha? Right? And we don't know where our ancestors is. There are some planet somewhere, right? How to deliver them? See, money will not be able to do. See, bhakti, by becoming bhakta, And same thing, Prahlad, then he said, oh Lord, please, I'm willing to take up all the sin of everyone. They're all suffering. Please deliver them. Like, the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also was there to pray. So the Vaishnavas are like that. You try to do bad, they will do good to you. Really, that is the thing. See, there is a pastime in, I think I might have told that. It's amazing, the quality in the Madhurikadami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, tells the story of Jim Goswami. Bhakti Sandarbha. There was a king, Ashtavasu. He was one of the Ashtavasu, like Bhishma. He was so powerful, he was fighting for Devatas. Right? Indra is to come. Oh, please come, we have to fight. He was fighting so many years, so many times. And then finally, he was thinking, wait a minute. My life is going by, but my bhajan has not even started. What is the use? So he said, if I do bhajan in this planet, Indra will come and disturb me. Right? Indra can come anytime. Oh, please come, I cannot say no. So he decided to go to Patal, where Indra is not willing to go there, right? He's afraid. See, Devata also have a fear. Don't think that going to Swarga is all, it's actually more difficult. It's much more difficult. They have to come down to this material world. This is the where, this is the takeoff point. Even if you go up, they have to come to this. Even if you go down, you have to come again here. So they are afraid. So Indra is afraid he will not go. So he was sure. So he went down there and then he started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. One pointed, right? Anya Vilas, Ananya Chittayanta, one thing. So then what happened? Then the demons there, they came and what is this? Hare Krishna. And who is this? Oh, this. Oh, yeah, I recognize him. Who is this? Oh, he's our enemy. He has killed so many of us. Wow. And what is he doing? They are afraid of it because he's so powerful. Oh, he's alone. Alone, Indra, nobody is there and no army. And he has no weapon. Wow. So they all got together, right? And here's a chance. Oh, boy, we have to finish him. So they took a sword and finished him. And as they rise, what happened? They got froze, right? Their hand wouldn't move. They couldn't even go near him. Couldn't go. Then what happened? Like that, they went to Shukracharya, the Guru. And Guru saying, hey, why everybody is taking a sword to kill me? What happened? No, don't misunderstand. We are frozen. Why frozen? We cannot do. Because our enemy has come, he's chanting Hare Krishna, and we wanted to kill him and we couldn't do. Oh, he's chanting Hare Krishna. Oh, that means as long as he's doing his bhajan, as long as he's thinking of the Supreme Lord, there is no power in the entire world to even to just touch his shadow or to touch him. So what do we do? Then he break his bhajan. So how to break? He told him, what do you know? Brahma, I'm Brahmasmi, God, no energy. See, these are scientists, modern scientists. The example, so many, millions of PhDs wasting their life because the answer is there, is there if you accept it. So, like that, the enviousness, So then what happened? Then they came, I'm Brahmasmi, no energy, then he opened this. Astos, he saw her umbrella. He had a compassion, oh Lord, what is this? To kill me, they are telling you that you have no form, no energy. When he came as Narsinghadev, how we enacted, how we killed the all without violating the boon that was given by Brahma, right? The Brahma asked, even you cannot be killed any month, you know that? Not any month. There's only 12 months. In any month meaning what? But that was Adhika Mas, an extra month. And then now, not daytime, no problem, Lord, easily vanquished. So when he killed, he didn't have any form, he had form. Then Vamana avatar, right? He came as Vamana, so amazing. Okay? In the beginning, we were only a small boy, then immediately become so big. And when you were small, you were wearing some clothes. When you became big, also you were wearing clothes. Who was able to tailor? Who can? So big class, where the class came from, right? Like in the story of Ramayana, right? Hanuman was. See, Vibhishana told him, do not kill the Hanuman, right? Then he said he must be punished. So, what is the punishment? He said, for monkey, the tail is more powerful. So, burn it, right? So, they got they told him, get all the clothes tight, wrap it up. And then Hanuman started growing. How big? They ran out of all the clothes in the entire Lanka. They ran out of it. And then Ravana is instructing, ask them, even if they are naked, bring them all this. To that extent. He is so crazy, like Hiranyakashipu. Ravana is also crazy. So then, even Sita, then when Hanuman said, then he told his tail, please tail, be satisfied, don't grow anymore. Don't grow anymore. We don't want clothes of Sita to come here, please. Then it didn't grow, so it died up. Same way the oil, So like that, Vamanadev, oh Lord, where we can find clothes for you? Now he touched his, beyond Brahmaloka, see. So like that, you have so many forms, so many amazing things. And how these people don't know, they are ignorant, oh Lord. They are so unfortunate. So please have mercy on them. Please make them devotees. See, Vaishnava crying, they have come to kill him. And how he is responding? Eternal well-wisher, eternal well-wisher. No matter what you do, they will not take. They always want to do. Even though Lord does not want. See, there's a problem. But Lord has to fulfill the design. His word, the word of Param Bhagavat has to come true. So he has said he has to become devotees. God has no other option. So he said he made them devotees. See, even though they were not willing. So that is how the Karuna, it is an amazing, amazing thing. the Vaishnavas is actually, it's like a sponge in this world, sponge of this material world, a lot of like disorder, entropy, right? Very positive entropy, increasing. But Lord has kept like Tulsi, he has sent, so like I was telling the story, it's in the Padma Purana, the amazing power of Tulsi, how Tulsi, there is one story, there was this person, he was so bad, he was eating his parents as their food. You can imagine that, so bad. And he has eaten everything, nothing left, and no rain. Such a sinful person, wherever he lives, rains also will not come. So he's angry, he's going out, and there is a tiger coming also. Tiger thinking tiger will eat him, and he is thinking he will eat the tiger, right? So they fight, and then tiger fell down, and then somehow it got hurt, and then left his body. And somehow by its Sukriti, it touches the Tulsi. But yeah, and then Vaikuntha planet comes, plane, and then takes the tiger back to the spiritual world. And then he got also hurt, and then he's lying down, and then the fire, because all dry, fire came, and then Tulsi happens to be dry Tulsi in that fire. And then Vaikuntha planet came, and then Yamadutas also came, and then Vishnudutas also came, and they were again covered. Why? The Yamadutas is so bad, he's eaten his own parents. How we can go to no, you don't understand. Tulsi Mahima. Why that's also they were defeated. Yamadutas went back, told Yama, why are you coming? No, why didn't bring him? Oh, please forgive us. We were defeated by whom? Vishnuduta. What? Vishnudutas. He was so sinful. How we can? They told him. Then Yamaraja told his assistant. What is his name? Assistant? The Chitragupta. Is there any good thing? He will review. I said, I have reviewed his account 10 times. I don't find anything. Not even close. Then how he went to the spiritual world? So Yamaraj went to Vishnu Loka. Lord said, Oh, Lord is telling, I'm happy. You have come. You are doing well. Lord, please forgive me. I want to resign. Yamaraj is telling, I want to resign. He says, why were there need? If such a simple person also can go, why have to do anything? So then Lord is saying, oh, what is the matter? He said, oh, then you don't know the glories of Tulsi. Then Lord is telling the glories. See, because of the Tulsi Mahima, mercy of Tulsi, he was delivered. That's why God instruct all your followers that who are wearing Kanti Mala, don't go near them. See? So Yamaduta, they're all real. If you see, for example, some people living, they're fearful, and we have one reward. Actually, I've seen that, taken and brought back. Even in the near-death experiences, see, there are hundreds of books have been written in near-death experience. I also have my own experience. I've met many people who have that experience. You cannot deny it. Hundreds of books have been written, and where again whatever we taught has been shown that you go and there's everything is reviewed, entire our life, very short time reviewed, and then there's something happens, brought back. Then our outlook changes, our priorities in the life changes. Now it is no longer making money. That's not the money. Whatever we need, it automatically comes to us. When, like I was telling you, I'm repeating, when we are born, our duration of life, how much money you make, how much wealth, education you will have, what kind of work you do, the day and time you leave this world is fixed. So, but bhakti will not come. So the nature of human life, only human life can atato brahma jignasa, we can inquire into this existence, the nam tattva, tulsi tattva, these things by only in the human form of life, not in the any other life. Exceptions are there, Jadavara, as a dear exceptions are there, but most of the time we other species do not have that thing. So only human. And if human life meant spent away all of it, like most of the 50% is gone for the sleeping, right? 25% is gone for children, and then 25 is gone for making money, and then 25 is old age, and then what? You cannot do anything at that time. That's why when we are strong, actually Prahlad Maharaj, one of the Prahlad Maharaj, he says, what is the definition of old age? Old age is not that I became old, and the definition of old age is just before you die. Now, anybody can say that I'm going to live another 5 minutes, 1 day, 2 days? You think the government of Holland guaranteeing you, oh no, you live for so many years? Nobody can. So that means we can die any moment. That means we are all old because it can come anytime. So we cannot postpone. So that is how that is the teaching. Prahlad Maharaj is actually the stories. In India, we have a place where Prahlad he spent his life. Okay, his Gurukul is there, where he was teaching his classmates. Even today on the stone, there is round things on that spot. It is called the Ahobalam. Ahobalam, meaning the Devatas cried when they saw the manifestation of Lord Nrsimha. Oh, wow, so powerful. So on the top of the hill, on the topmost, where Lord Nrsimha appeared, that pillar is still there. Pillar is still broke, cracked. And how big the pillar? It's not small. It's about, I would say, 10-15 feet diameter. Huge. Cracked at this point. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went there at this point. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has established footprint of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. So there's amazing things there. There is a Nava Narsingha, and all the 9 planets. We have Shani, Shukra, all that they are praying to Nrsimha there. See, people are in India or anywhere, you don't know, you know about Shani, right? People are Shani Graha, right? Afraid of Shani. But when Shani gets afraid, when Shani gets Shani, where does he go? He runs to Ahobalam, Nrsimha there. And he's praying there, really. Each planet, every planet is one part of Nrsimha. Ahobalam Nrsimha, Varaha Nrsimha, Jwala Nrsimha, where he came out like a Jwala. That is amazing because see when Vamandeva, right, when he hit with his feet, cover of the universe cracked, and then the water from the Viraja river came through, and then Brahma caught with his kamandal, and then with that he washed the feet of the palm, and that is what the Ganga is, right? So that's the first time. Then when Nrsimhadev became so happy, like that, same way, even though it did not touch his feet didn't touch the Brahmanda, it cracked. Brahmanda also cracked. And again Viraja river fell, water. And that water is still falling in that place. If you go there, it falls on. Because I've been 6 months after rainy season, right? Like in summer. You go and about 3 feet of water is up on the mountain. Huh? Top you don't see wet. And about 3 feet it is wet. And then the only way to take darshan of Jwala Narasimha is you have to walk through like this, like a kind of cave, the stone comes out, and then you have to walk like this, and then down is about 1,000 feet down, so you cannot go there. So you have to walk like this, and then on top you falls on you. You cannot escape it. Nobody can escape. So when that water falls on you, it purifies you. It enables you to take darshan of Jwala Narasimha. Then you go and there is a Jwala Narasimha there. And in the path there is a puddle of water. That's where Lord Nrsimhadev washed his hand. Sometimes red there. So that water, amazing. Where it's coming from, no explanation. That's the Viraja. Because when he became so, and Nrsimhadev is actually Vatsalya Rasa. See, because our acharyas, see, the Nrsimha, when you are so angry, right, then Brahma became very, he didn't want to go near, he didn't want. Then he told Lakshmi, Lakshmi said, oh, wow, I never seen this form. If I go, he might kill me. No, I won't go. Then Brahma himself, then he told Shiva to go. No, Shiva said, no, I've never seen it. Like that. Then they told Prahlad to go. Prahlad went and fell at the feet of Nrsimhadev. Immediately, Nrsimhadev became so peaceful. And then pulled out his Prahlad. That's it. So that Vatsalya. And that's when Nrsimhadev had a feeling that, wait a minute, how we wanted to taste the rasa of Prahlad. Being a child, right? Being child taking care. And that's how he became child of Nanda Maharaj, to feel the Vatsalya of the father, Palana Poshana, taking care. So Lord, that then there is another Nrsimha there, Varaha Nrsimha, Varadev. Then one time Hanuman also went there. It's actually an amazing place. When Hanuman went and he was searching for Mother Sita, and then Nrsimhadev appeared to him because it's Nrsimha's place, right? Anybody does, he appeared there. And then Hanuman said, no, I don't know you, but I know only Ram. Then, so Nrsimhadev appeared as Ram, and then today, if you go, there is a Nrsimha deity. He has a Dhanas and Bar, the bow and arrow. Nrsimhadev, there's only place where Nrsimhadev has a bow and arrow. And then Hanuman is also there. Then Bhargava Nrsimha. Bhargava, right? Parshuram is the axe. Now, where did he get that axe? Lord Nrsimhadev gave it to him. He prayed to Nrsimhadev in that temple, and Nrsimhadev gave it to him. And then Lord Shiva also prayed to Nrsimhadev. So the mantra you probably heard, right? Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatokam Narsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityum Namamya. Ugram Viram Mahavishnu. That mantra manifested right there for Lord Shiva praying to Nrsimhadev. Then there is one Akshaya, like a pond there, They have, it's a small pond actually, not big, but they try to pump the water. No matter how much you pump the water, water will not go down. Akshay, you'll not be able to get in water. That pond is there. That's where Bhardava did his tapasya. Then there's a Narsingha, Yoga Narsimha, where Lord Narsingha himself taught Prahalad all the Vidyas to him. And then there's a Chatapat Narsingha, where Narsingha is very happy. Why? Because Sankirtan, Sankirtan, like the way you do Sankirtan, right? Kirtan. So that Gandharvas are doing Sankirtan is very happy, peaceful. His hands is like this, That Narsingha is also there, Then Yoga Narsimha, Ahobala Narsimha, it's very like a solid there. There's another place where Narsingha it's a Panakal Narsimha, I think told a few of them. This in Vijayawada, in Andhra Pradesh, where in Satyuga, this demon had a blessing, the benediction that all the demons want to live forever, all of them. Then they try to find some way, So he was blessed by Brahma. So then he was giving trouble, right? Giving trouble to devatas, everyone. So and he was hiding in this cave. So Indra, with the prayer to the Lord Narsinghadev appeared like a chakra, like Gurudev says. Actually, Narsinghadev is manifestation of Sudarshan, right? So he appeared, and then Indra took that Sudarshan, and then with the sea foam, right? And then with that he able to kill that person. So there the Narsingha appeared in that form, like solid there. And he was so ferocious. To pacify him, devatas were pouring amruta during Satyuga. And then in the Treta, they were putting ghee. And then in Dwapara, milk. Now Kali Yuga is like a Panaka. Panaka meaning the lemonade water. Good. The jaggery and then the lemons. Water. Now the amazing thing about that is you take your lemonade, how much you want, 1 liter, 2 liter, 10 liter, 20 liter, whatever. Now the some Vaisishta there. What is speciality there is, you suppose you take 1 liter, you have to pour into his mouth. And like when we pour in our mouth, like in India, we drink like this, right? Remember, put water like this. And then gudu 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 shabda comes, right? Like that, when he's drinking, that gudu 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 shabda comes. And then and then his mouth also becomes full, right? Like us, But the thing is, when your mouth becomes full, you measure what you have taken. It will be exactly F. Suppose you take this, suppose it is 1 liter. We don't know how much we are pouring, right? When you are doing like this, it is like this. We don't know exactly when it's F, right? So we are pouring, his mouth becomes full. Then you measure, it will be exactly half whatever you have taken. If it is 1 liter, it will be half. 10 liter, it will be 5 liter. It will be 100 liter, it will be 50 liter. Like that, exactly half. And then other half, he says, take it as a prasada. That's it. And the taste, after pouring him, I will tell you, even this taste, it changes. It's an amazing thing about the, every see, there are a lot of queue. It's not 1 or 2. The temple is open at 7 in the morning, closes at 1. After 1, it is darshan for the devatas. And then another thing is, in India, most of you have gone to India, right? there's more insects, flies than, it's a tropical, right? More Indian. Now, especially when you pour, sweet, right? Good water, right? Yeah, obviously there is no, right? There is no question about it, right? There will be so many ants but there, because so many people in the line, right? There is no time to wash and all that. And but believe me, you will not find one ant or one fly inside the temple. You go out there unlimited, but not inside. So why is that? Because that's Shinda is thinking, wait a minute, if it is all they come, devotees have to go on top of them, come to me and pour. They feel uneasy. So he says, because he is in the heart of all those living entities, he says, you cannot come here. It doesn't give problem. It's like in a data center, right? In a data center, who can go? Everybody can go, only you, right? Who are authorized. Same way, he's not authorizing them, so they cannot come. See, one time, I will tell you, there's many stories of the ants. One time in Russia, one devotee was in prison, right? So they gave him honey. So honey attracts, right? This. So what he did was, he took the honey and put a pot, right? Little pot, put water in it, and in the middle he put it here, so that they will not come, right? And then he forgot to close the lid, right? Close the lid. So he was like this, big one. And then in the morning he woke up and he was trying to take some, right? Then he saw, wow, wait a minute, there's some ants inside. Where it is coming from? He did not see coming there, right? Then he was thinking like that, he saw that suddenly one fell into it. Wait a minute, I was thinking, when he looked at it, wow, there. And then you see they are lined up. Now, it's amazing, it's really amazing. How precise, see, they have to go and then timing, exactly they fall in the center. It's really amazing. So like that, there are so many. Not only, I will tell one more story and then we will take care of it. There was one devotee in India. He went to one place in Haryana. So there was a house. There's two rooms. There's an inside room and then outside. So that room is half door closed, right? So he was looking at it. What he saw the rats. So many rats. And he saw them. There was the powder, like wheat powder, right? Hanging from the ceiling. So that, it will be safe. That's what they were thinking. But then he saw these rats are all down there. One rat went up, came down and cut a hole in it. He's observing. And then the powder doesn't fall, right? It doesn't fall because if it is grain, it will fall. Powder does not fall. Maybe a little bit and then it locks up. So what the rat did was, he took its tail, put insert into that hole and then doing like this. And the powder is falling and these other friends are eating, right? And after a while, he came down and another one went up. And then this devotee couldn't say, oh, wow, I said, and they all ran away. So what I'm saying is, where is that intelligence come from? See, they did not learn, See, this really is easily defeat this Darwin theory. Like we saw how we defeated, considering just the light. Light, even to have a reflection, and reflection must have intelligence. Because light takes the least time to travel. Okay? That's how you derive the Snell's law. There are two ways of deriving that Snell's law. Huygens principle and then the Fermat principle. This time. So if we can derive by least time, that means light must have either have intelligence or guided by intelligence. That means intelligence everywhere, even pointing, like. So it is so ridiculous, But all our children, even we were taught the same old thing, That's why we have to strive, we have to pray, especially nursing the appearance. How we kill the demon Hiranyakashipu, same way we pray so that he will kill this mentality of Darwin, teaching the same old thing. He's actually dead. These people, they are not letting him die. That is the thing. There's so many proofs, So we thank Lord Nrsimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj, Gurudev. So enable us to continue and to have faith like Prahlad. So many difficulties came, so much. His own father is trying to kill. Then who can protect? And so many ways, but he did not blink his eyes. So much faith, so much faith. So we pray that Lord will bestow on us, on all of us, on all of us in this country, Ireland, and the entire world on this very auspicious day. So we can realize it, so we can be really happy. Not that one and only we are being happy. Because we are all trying to be happy, is it not? No matter what we do, we are searching for that happiness, is it not? Where is that happiness? It is not in the material things. It is not. But where is it? So Prahlad is giving that example. He is showing the pathway. Pancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.
Dandi Maharaj ki jai.
Maybe some questions, right?
Yeah, questions. Sorry.
Anything, Prayana?
You can turn it up. Yeah.
Still, one question still rising in me. Like even when everything has intelligence, that is absolute. But let me see how. Everything has intelligence, but let me see how. Hare Krishna. So everything has intelligence. You give the example about the bird. Yeah? On the beginning about the bird. So everything has intelligence, but you also talk about graffiti. But if everything has intelligence, then it works. Krishna gives intelligence, then it works by himself, like a own cycle. Like Krishna said, I create, but I'm not really in fact with it. I'm not really involved with creation. So the intelligence is working by himself. Like it is given, and it's a whole process. Like you put the seed in the ground, and the seed is coming out like a big tree, and then the flowers, then the fruit is coming out. So my question is in everything Krishna involved? Because if the intelligence is working by themselves already.
See, Krishna is aloof. In one sense, you are right, aloof. But he has his manifestation, like his agents. Balaram, Isadi, right? From Balaram, Mula Sankarshan, Maha Sankarshan, Karandak Sai Vishnu, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, Shirat Sai. Then Paramatma, you see Paramatma. Then also the Devatas, demigods. So they are overseeing. It's like in this country, president has a ministry, and then secretaries, managers, overseeing. So same way, there is agents who are seeing, who are responsible for executing, keeping track, like Yamaraj, is assistant, actually taking care of all our deeds, right? Being recorded, being recorded like that. So that, of course, as a Brahman, he is giving the foundation, his existence. The existence is being substratum of that existence is still Brahman for the material things. Is even though Krishna may not be directly involved, is indirectly, like in the Bhagavatam, first sloka, directly or indirectly, is aware. Is aware of all things. He is aware. But the question is, now are we aware of that? Are we aware of that? If we are aware of that, then that will also the one more, like in the same context. Now, which came first? Like many of you, is like the cycle, which came first? So, like for example, many of you know a little bit of software, right? Even children knows these days. Suppose you write one code, simple, begin, right? In assembly, PL1 or C++, Java. So begin, and then do say multiplication, do, and then at the end, branch to begin or jump to begin. See what I'm saying? Begin, there are so many things, and then last statement of that is jump to begin. What happens? It becomes a loop. So when you execute this in any machine, like Motorola, HP, whatever, an hardware environment, then it will be, the computer gets stuck in that. Because begin is there, then at the end, jump to begin to, like most of it, your mobile, like the computer operating, it gets stuck, it's scanning the keys, like that, stuck. Now, in that process, if you look at any statement, can you say that it is beginning or the end? We cannot say. Once it is in execution, we cannot say. Right. Same way, we are being executed by the software hardware environment. Right. So, but in the computer, somebody wrote the code, is it not? And that when you wrote the code, can you say this is the beginning, this is the end? Actually, beginning is the beginning, and the end is the end. It came into the loop, right? And then somebody created an environment like this, hardware environment, and then you loaded the computer, program into it, and then you start executing. So same way, Lord Brahma, in a subtle way, he designed the seeds, Bhagavatam, he created the seeds. And then he also created the hardware environment, Then the plants, he also created the plants, and then he put it into the system, and then boom, it came, and then the seed put into, and then it created the plant, and then like this cycle. So that way, this you can understand. That's why I was giving an example of a seed. You can imagine a seed. Every seed having software. Actually, it is true. Because you take any mobile, for example, you turn off the mobile, right? Off button, right? When you turn off the mobile, what happens? It's off. You touch any other button, it will not work. Except that off button. That too only for certain duration. Otherwise, it will not come. Why? Because in the software, in the off state, it is scanning only that button and no other button. If you keep up but pressing other button for even 10,000 years, it is not going to turn on. Because the software is scanning that. So same way, the seed, for example, you put it into the water, into the, like this. If it is wet and then sun, boom, it comes out, germinates. That means it is looking for the water and the right temperature. There are certain seeds, actually, you know better. There are certain wheat, they put through cold and then they put it in. Because it otherwise it will not give flowers. Something is there. So they know. The winter has come out. The deep winter has come. Now I'm safe, because otherwise it thinks, oh, winter is going to come, my flower will be wasted. So the seeds, understand it. So you put it into the freezer, so it's thinking, oh, okay, I've gone through that, okay, now I'm safe.
Maharaj, sorry, Maharaj, but how we can convince people that, because of what you say, I'm fully convinced what you say, but how can we, because sometimes I also talk with science people, but how can I convince like that the Paramatma is doing this kind of work? What kind of confidence, what kind of evidence we can give that is the truth?
Truth, like the thing is, you ask the question, like the example of giving, see, the best is the quantum mechanics. See, I don't know you understood or not. Quantum mechanics, when the two particles coming out, two different, but looks like there is a relationship between them. They are acting one, even though there are two. And then going through slit. See, the one electron can go through which slit? This or that. But at the end, it seems like it's going through. Must be going through. See, this is where the quantum mechanics. And also the bizarre feeling that you put a polarizer there, the behavior changes, even though it didn't do anything. Really bizarre. And it can change the distance, 144 kilometers, still it affects. It knows the past. It knows the past. Or he's going to put the polarizer in the future. So that means there is something beyond space and time. Must be there. There is no other way around. There is no other way around. To answer this. 2012 experiment, So, and then if we extend that, like the trees going out like this, there must be common entity who knows the future, who knows how it looks like, everything. Otherwise, how does the plant know? And then the bunch of the thing crossing the river. Like he can come up with so many examples. There is no way. The bats. You take, for example, anything. Actually, you take anything. The leaves. See, I did not go into detail, but if you look at the tree, any leaf, the arrangement of the leaves, the flower. You take the pomegranate. The arrangement of the the seeds inside. It's we can go on and on and on and on. There is no escape from that. Also the sleep, for example, I was explaining the example of sleep. Even the scientists, even though they don't believe in God, they have to sleep, right? If they don't sleep for 3 days, they will die. But in the sleep, they get revived, right? They become happy, stress is gone, they get. But how is that? They are just sleeping, So there is entropy has already reached to the peak. If they go further, they will break, right? So how it is get reset? Unless you come in touch with, use their own physics law, right? Unless you come in touch with, how do you cool very high temperature? Unless you put it in very coldest, right? Same way, our So much vibration has to be brought down. And who can do that? Supreme Lord out of kindness, So everywhere you can see the kindness, how God very, very gently taking care of us. For example, the fetus I was telling you, right? 10-day-old baby, 10-day conception, only 1 millimeter size, 250,000 neurons per minute being generated, being produced. 250,000 neurons, and they have to be connected in proper way. 1 millimeter, where is the space? Suppose in an industry, suppose even if you produce 250,000 components per minute, I don't think any company is there per minute, right? And how to connect them? And you have to keep up with that rate of generation. You see, it's not that you backlog. And where is the connection? From the mother, there is no connection. It doesn't have its own brain. You see? And such a huge, you see. So that's where the law of karma also comes in. Law of karma is also taken into account for connecting in a certain way. So like that, one must be really blind not to see these things.
But because many times I talk with the science people, but they say no, this is intelligent because like you have seen everything is inside and it grow and we had that there is no God extent. They said. And
that's why if you look at the Gödel, for example, in math, by set theory, he established. By set theory, we can establish Achintya Veda Tattva. Like that, mathematics, set theory is amazing, It's, of course, they also themselves have a problem. They do not allow, for example, the set of all set, there's one constraint they don't want. Because that's why it leads to paradox. See, one paradox here, there is a barber. You probably heard this, right? There's a barber. There's a condition. The barber can cut one who cannot cut himself. The question is, can barber shave himself or not? This is a paradox. If he does, he violates. If he doesn't, So if you bring in Krishna, see Krishna, he can become many. See, for example, the pastime of the Brahma stealing the calves, and what happened? He became calves, right? And then he became also sakas, right? So then he is also there. He's playing as if nothing has happened, right? So in that case, so Krishna can become another barber. He can, he can shave himself and then without violating. So if you bring in Krishna, all the paradoxes is solved. Otherwise, there are so many paradoxes. Not one or two. There are thousands of paradoxes in mathematics. Not one or two. There is no solution. And if you bring in this, all the paradoxes is like we saw in the quantum mechanics. It's biggest. They have no solution. They have to bring in not Krishna directly. Is an amsha. Amsha of the amsha, Brahman. Bring that, then all the problem is reconciled very nicely. It also, see, the thing in the science is they give you one thing, but it raises so many other things. So it's incomplete. It's always incomplete and inconsistent. Gödel is also proved that in science, okay, Gödel completeness, incomplete theorem. You look at it in Google. He has proven that everything in this world as a science is incomplete and inconsistent. Incomplete and inconsistent. Whereas Krishna is only complete and consistent. That's why I said put infinity plus in Purna plus Purna, Purna and Purna. Complete and consistent. Everything else is already proven. No one has disproved it either. Yeah. Any other? Yeah. Oh. Macam